Respected elders, educationists, dear teachers and dear students, welcome. First of all, it is my kind request that those who have been subscribed our channel so far may kindly subscribe it. Dear students, in this class we are going to see the main uses of the meaning and uses of must and the difference between must and have to. Very important chapter that we are going to see regarding the auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, part 68. 5 main uses of must and have to. That is about some, I have given some about some 20 uses of must and have. But as I have given it under 5 headings, here I have mentioned as 5 main uses of must. Video 217 dated 26/12/2023. Auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary, 5 syllables, don't forget. Part 6a. See, dear students, this word M-U-S-T should be pronounced as is it, must, is it, must. This word MUST has 2 types of pronunciation. One is weak, another is strong. Weak form is must, strong form is must. And have to, its pronunciation is have to, strong form only. Must functions as a modal auxiliary. My dear students, shall, would, will, would, this kind of auxiliaries function both as an auxiliary verb of the tense, auxiliary of the tense, and modal auxiliaries. But must is concerned, it acts, it functions only as modal auxiliaries. So modal auxiliary must means or to or should. As a modal auxiliary, it means must means ought or should. The past tense of must is had to. It is used in the present or future. That is, the past tense of must is had to. But must is used both in present tense and future tense. In past tense, had is used instead of must. You see, I, or all persons, I must meet Kanimuli now itself. That is present tense. I must meet her now itself. I, etc. must meet Kanimuli tomorrow, future. So, to refer to present and future actions, we can use must. Forms of must in affirmatives, negatives, interrogatives, and negative interrogatives. In these four forms, in these 4 kinds of forms, the form of must. Affirmative, that is positive, must. Negative, must not and mustn't. Mustn't, 2 syllables, mustn't. Interrogative, must I do it? Must I do it? Negative interrogative, must I not do it? Must I not do it? Or mustn't I do it? Mustn't I not do it? Mustn't I do it? So these are the 4 forms of must. In these 4 forms of sentence. Must is always followed by the bare infinitive. I mean, now and then, here and there, I am telling you what is a full infinitive and what is a bare infinitive. To go full infinitive, go without a to, bare infinitive. A verb without to is bare infinitive. A verb with the to is full infinitive. Now let us see the table. Obligation. Speakers, external. The obligation of the speakers and external. Here, no obligation. That is a negative form. No obligation. Future. Speaker's authority must. External authority, that is the authority, the obligation of the speaker. Shall or will have to. Speaker must. Speaker's authority. Obligation of the subject or external authority, shall or will have to. Then no obligation, negative, that is shan't or won't have to. Then present. Speaker's authority must. See, dear students, this word AUTHORITY should be pronounced as, it has 4 syllables. O, Thor, E-T, authority, authority. But we are normally pronouncing it as authority. No, authority. Authority. Then present tense. So the authority of the speaker must. The authority of the subject have to, must, have to, present. And no obligation, do not and does not have to. Here also instead of have to, you can use have got to, but it is mostly used in Great Britain. Here also, have not got to. Then in the past tense, speaker's authority had to. Subject's obligation had to. Negative, did not have to or had not got to. This tabular column is very, very important. This tabular column you should memorize. Then now, the second, let us see the use of must. I have given only some 5 important uses of must. It is used to express obligation and emphatic advice. It is used to express the obligation of the subject, and the emphatic advice. Father, you must get up earlier in the morning. Obligation. Getting up early is the obligation of everyone. You must take more exercise. Join a squash club. Advice. You must take more exercise. So, join a squash club. It is advice. So, first it is, the first use of must is, it is used to express the obligation of the subject. Obligation of the subject. Then it is used to give advice. The external authority. It's the authority of the speaker. It is must is also used to give advice. It is used in authority of the speaker. It is obligation. It is authority of the speaker. It's the second use. It is used in negative sentences to say that something should not happen because of a rule or law or because of the situations. Then it is used in the negative sentence. In the negatives, must is used to say that some events should not happen because of law, rule or situation. Because of rule or law or situations, some events should not happen. You mustn't talk to your mother like that. Advice. You mustn't talk to your mother like that. That it is external authority. I mean the authority of the speaker. This book must not be removed from the library. Obligation. We must never forget how much we owe to this brave man. Obligation. It is our duty. Because they have served for us. No one must disturb him while he is sleeping. Advice. So, must is used to express that some events should not happen because of rule or law or situation. Then, third use of must. It is used to say you think something is very likely to be true or very likely to have happened. The must is, the third use of must is, it is used to express that something would have happened or something would be true. To express such positive, ideas, must is used. Velen must be nearly 90 years old now. Expression of certainty. His new car must have cost around rupees 20 lakhs. Expression of certainty. You must have been really upset. Expression of certainty. You must have been passive form. You must have been really upset. There must be something wrong with the engine. There must be something wrong with the engine. Expression of certainty. So, the third use of must is, it is used to say that something would have happened or something might have been true. Then fourth use, spoken English, especially British English. It is used to say someone should do something because you think they will enjoy it or it is a good idea. That is, it is used to say that someone should do something because you think they will enjoy it or it is a good idea. You must come and stay with us in Chennai sometime. That is an invitation. We must do this again, he said. I have enjoyed it thoroughly. He said, the person said, I have enjoyed it thoroughly. So I have enjoyed it. So we must do this again. You can also, if you do this again, we could enjoy it. Fifth use, spoken, especially British English. It is used to say that you intend or want to do something. When the subject intend or want to do something, when the subject intends or wants to do something, then must can be used. I must call her tonight. That is, I must call her tonight. Thus, we have seen the 5 main uses of must. Then third, the difference between have to and have got to forms. Dear students, the have to form is used throughout the world, but have got to form is mainly used in Great Britain. Have to and its negative do not, does not have to are the correct forms for habitual actions, but they can also be used for single actions. Dear students, have to or does not or do not or does not have to is the correct form for habitual actions. The actions which are regularly happening. For regular actions, we have to use have to or do not have or does not have. These are the correct forms. for capitual actions, and also for single actions also we can use it. Well, I have to go to work every day except Sunday. Except Sunday, I have to go to work. Except in a week, I have to go to for work every day, but Sunday. Except Sunday, no, but Sunday. But I do not have to work a full day on Saturday. It is a single event. It is a habitual actions, habitual events. It is a single event. So, have to or do not have to can be used either for habitual actions or for a single action, express of habitual actions. But on Sunday, he could say, that is, it is on Sunday you could say, I am glad I haven't got to go to work today. I am glad I have not to go. I have not got to go. Or I do not have to go. Either form can be used. Dear students, so to express habitual actions, have to. Habitual actions, have to. I mean, now we are talking about have to and do not. It's in negative forms. Do not or does not have to. We are talking about have to. So, to express regular habitual actions, we have to use have to or do not have. For habitual actions, but for single actions also, we can use this have to or do not have. But on Sunday, he could say, I am glad I have not got, I haven't got, or I do not have. Both this form would be used. I have not got. We can use I have not got to, or I do not have to. They say it is the grammar of English. Both the forms can be used, could be used. In the past, did not have to can be used for both habituals and single actions. Last month, I had to go to work every day except Sunday, but I did not have to work full day on Saturday. Dear students, a recording present tense, we can use have to in affirmative, and in the negative, do not have to or does not have to. Do not have to or does not have to. In another form is have got to work, have got to go, or haven't or have not got to go. See, in the recording in present tense, have to or have got to. Have to or have got to. Negative, I mean, haven't got to. Haven't got to. Or do not have to. In the present tense. But regarding past tense, so throughout, we can use in the affirmative, had to. In the negative, did not have. Did not have to. That is, didn't have to. So, recording past tense, no problem. But in the present tense, we can use either do not have to or have got to. Do not have to or haven't got to. Have to or have got to. In the past tense, so no problem. Only we can use had to as well as did not have to throughout for all the persons. Difference between must and have to in the affirmative. My dear students, listen it carefully. Listen it carefully. That is the difference between must and have to in the affirmative. That is in the positive sentences. in the affirmative sentence, that is in the positive sentence, to use the difference between must and have to. 1. Must expresses the obligation imposed by the speaker. That is, must expresses the authority of the speaker. The authority of the must expresses the authority of the speaker. But have to expresses the obligation of the subject. 1. Must expresses the obligation, the obligation imposed by the speaker, that is authority of the speaker. Mother, you must wipe your feet when you come in. The mother orders. It is the authority of the mother. You must wipe your feet when you come in. It is the order of the mother. Have to express external obligation. External obligation means it is the duty, it is the obligation. It is the obligation of the subject. Boy, small boy, I have to wipe my feet every time I come in. That is, I have to wipe my feet when I come in. So, my dear students, simply bear it in mind. That is, must is used to express the obligation of the subject imposed by the speaker. The speaker says that the subject must do it. The speaker says, impose, the speaker stresses, you must do it. That is, it is the authority of the speaker. Must. But when it is the obligation of the subject, we have to use have to. The mother says, there is the authority of the speaker. Mother says, you must wipe your feet when you come in. Then the boy, that is the subject. I say myself, I have to wipe my feet when I come in. Every time I come in. Must, speakers of authority, have to, subjects, obligation. Then the uses of must and have to in first person, second person and third person. We are going to see. First, let us see in the second person. Speaker's authority. In second person, the authority of the speaker. Mother, you must wear a dress tonight. You can't go to the opera in those dreadful jeans. It is the authority of the mother. Employer, you must use a dictionary. I am tired of correcting your spelling mistakes. You are committing so many mistakes. It is very difficult. It is very difficult for me to correct them. I am tired of correcting your mistakes. So kindly make use of a right kind of dictionary. Doctor, you must get down on your smoking. Dear boy, dear man, you are using more cigarettes. It is your obligation. You must reduce, cut down. You must cut down. You must reduce, cut down on your smoking. So it is the authority of the speaker. Authority, speaker's authority. Then external authority, that is obligation of the subject. You have to wear uniform on duty, don't you? You have to train very hard for these big matches, I suppose. You will have to get up earlier when you start work, won't you? You will have to cross the line by the footbridge. These are the obligations of the subject, these subjects. So here we have used have to. When it is the authority of the speaker, here we have used must. Then second person, that is the uses of must and have to. First we have seen in the second person. Secondly, we are going to the use of the difference between must and have to in third person. Here must is chiefly used in written orders or instructions. That is, in third person, must is chiefly used in written or written instructions or orders. A railway company, passengers must cross by the footbridge. Office manager, stock must be at the desks by 9. Regulation board, a trailer must have 2 rear lamps. A trailer must have 2 rear lamps. When we are merely at cities, when the written order or instructions are given, when the written order or instructions are given, we have to use must. But when we merely express the obligations of somebody, we have to use have to. When we are merely stating or commenting on another person's obligations, we have to use have to. See, in this office, even the senior staff have to be at their desks by 9. She has to make her children's clothes. She has to make her children's clothes. She can't afford to buy them. She is not able to purchase them, so she has to make her children's clothes by herself. You have to get up earlier when you start work onto you. They have to send a driver down to examine the hull. They'll have to send a driver down. If we used must instead of have to above, it might imply that the speaker had authority, because authority to order the action. But must may be used when the speaker approves of an obligation. Dear students, here we have used have to, but it is told us that if we use must in the place of have to, then it would mean that the speaker is applying his authority. That is, the speaker is ordering. A driver who has knocked someone down must stop. A driver who has knocked someone down must stop. That is, if the speaker thinks, it is the intention of the speaker. He thinks, if a driver knocks down someone, he should stop his vehicle. It is the intention of the speaker. But when the speaker feels strongly, when the speaker wants to express it, emphatically, then he could say, something must be done to stop these accidents. The basic form, something must be done to prevent. To stop means to prevent these accidents. This we will see in the first person and second and third person, the uses of must and have to we are seeing. Thirdly, we are going to see the use of must and have to in the first person. Dear students, regarding the uses of must and have to in the first person, there is little difference between them. There is very small a difference between must and have to when they are used in the first person. So, either must and have to could be freely used for I and we. Typist, I must buy a dictionary, or I will have to buy it. I must buy, or I have to buy, or I will have to buy. We can say simply, patient. I must cut down on smoking, or I have to cut down on my smoking, or I will have to cut down on. So, regarding first person, must and have to could be freely used. But regarding the first and the third person, I mean second and third persons, there are some when the authority of the speaker is expressed, we have to use must. But when the obligation of the subject is brought before, is expressed, then we have to use that to express the authority of the speaker. In the second and third person, we have to use must. But to express the obligation of the subject, we have to use have to. But in the first person, we would use both must and have to freely for I and we. You see, but have to is better for habits in first person. That is, you can use both. In first person, we could use either must or have to. But for habitual actions, it is told. The grammatical structure of English says that for habitual actions, must is better than have to. Must is stronger than have to. But have to is better for habits. I have to take 2 of these pills a day. I have to, instead of I must take, have to is better for habits, habitual actions. Then must is better than here. Instead of must, have to is better to say habitual actions. But the third it says must is better when the obligations are urgent and important. That is, when we want to express habitual actions, have to is better than must. But to express urgent or important work, must is better than have to. I must tell you about a dream I had last night. I must tell you a dream that I had last night. Before we do anything, I must find my checkbook. Before doing anything, I must find out my. So, to express urgent and important event, it is better to use must. But for expressing habits, using have to is better than must. Dear students, some other examples for all persons, because so many things are so clear. For all examples, you must come and see us sometime. This is quite a useful way of expressing a casual invitation. The children have to play in the street till their parents come home. This sort of thing must stop. The speaker either has authority or feels very strongly about it. You must write to your uncle and thank him for his a nice person. If there are no taxis, we will have to walk. If your father was a poor man, you would have to work. We have to walk a dog twice a day. These are some of the examples for all the persons for have, for must and have to. So, dear students and teachers, thus we have seen here the main uses of must. It is used first, the five main uses. It is when it is first it is used to refer to the authority of the speaker. When must is used only to express the authority of the speaker. Secondly, must is used to refer to the obligation of the subject. For these two purposes, we can use must. One, to express the authority of the speaker. There is the command of the speaker. Then it's the second usage. We can also use must to express the obligation of the subject. How they can be used? Have been given. How the must can be used in both the senses has been given under 5 headings. I have given. Then I have given, I have taken and given. The difference between have to and have got to. That is where we have to use have got to or having got to, and where we have to use have to or do not have to. And regarding the past tense, in the present tense, we could use either have got to or have to or have got to in the affirmative, that is in present tense. In the negative of present tense, you can use having got to or do not have to. Both of them in the present tense you can use. But in the past tense, there is freedom for us. We could use had to for affirmatives, had to for affirmatives. Then did not have to for negative. That's all. For affirmative, had to. For negative, did not have or didn't have. No problem. Here we need not bring the form. Have got to. Not necessary of using this form. So then, my dear students, the main difference between must and have to, they are given very neatly. The English writers have given very neatly. That is, regarding the use of must and have to, they say to express the authority of the speaker, use must. To express the authority of the speaker, use must. To express the obligation of the subject, use have to. So this is the gist that we have to bear it in mind. That's all. Be very extremely careful, my dear children, my dear boys, my dear grandchildren. Be extremely careful, and my dear daughters and sons in the field of teaching. Kindly, if you have already known, no problem. If you are assured of knowing it, make use of it. So, respected elders, educationists, and my teachers and students, I thank all of you for keenly listening to my classes regarding the use of must. and the difference between must and have to in the use. I have done to my maximum. I have gathered all these factors from various kinds of great grammatical English books. Though, see, actually, I got retired in 2005, but after 20 years, I am doing it for you. Having served as a science and English teacher in the old 11th standard, then serving as a BJ standard English for 11th and 12th standard, and then headmaster. I got retired in 2005. For this 2 years, what about this year? I mean, from 21, from 22 and 23. In the year of 22 and 23, I am using to give you my lessons regarding the grammar of both Tamil and English. And also I am giving my explanations and content for Thirukkural also. I am doing it. So, dear elders, educationists and teachers and students, I thank all of you for listening to my class. Till I meet you in the next class, I wish all of you a warm, nice and sweet time. Thank you.